Watch the Mega Millions drawing live tonight here on TV23. Covering the High Plains with news, weather, and information. From TV23 Studios in Sublet, this is High Plains Today.
Hi, everybody. It is Friday, February 5th, 2016. Welcome to the real High Plains Today on TV23. On today's show, I'll be joined by my good friend, Dr. Jack. We're going to talk about upcoming Super Bowl on Sunday, as well as all the Pancake Day stuff that gets started tomorrow. Let's take a look at some happenings. Well, according to a recently released report from ConsumerAffairs.com, the efforts of the Liberal Police Department have made Liberal into one of the top 10 safest places to drive in Kansas. Now, Liberal Police Department Lieutenant Jared Rasliff said the department was pleased to hear of the report's findings. According to the report, Liberal fell in 7th place for the amount of distracted driving and 8th place for DUI-related fatalities. Those numbers can be attributed to the proactive approach the department takes toward issues. The Kansas Department of Transportation, through its Kansas Airport Improvement Program, have selected several airports throughout the state for airport improvement funding. Among those selected was the airport near Jetmore, a rural airstrip mostly private airplane owners use. The KDOT funding going towards the Jetmore airfield is for repairs to the pavement for just over $388,000. Now, some of the sought-after improvements would lead to the use of the airfield for air ambulance transports. With pavement improvements being the first step, conversations have already been ongoing in regards to what the airport would be looking to improve next. Once the pavement is complete, they will be looking to assist the marking updates and the implementation of weather automated systems. And Garden City's dining selection soon will expand to include a Popeyes Louisiana Kitchen restaurant. Carol Davidson with the Garden City's Planning and Community Development Office said site plans for a Popeyes fast food restaurant were submitted to the city by H&M Property LLC in early December. According to the plans, the developer is looking to build on the empty lot southwest of Freddy's Frozen Custard and Steak Burgers at 3112 West Kansas Avenue. Now, Popeyes has 10 restaurants already in Kansas. Those sites would be Salina, Fort Riley, Lansing, Mission, Olathe, and 5 locations in Wichita. Popeyes is the newest addition to the growing list of chain restaurants opening in Garden City. Last year, Buffalo Wild Wings and the Rib Crib opened at Schulman Crossing. Prior to that came Old Chicago, which opened its doors back in 2014. The Republican-dominated House failed to cobble together enough votes Thursday to advance an amendment to the Kansas Constitution, repealing the process used for more than half a century to select justices for the Kansas Supreme Court. Critics of the High Court's decisions on education spending, abortion, and capital punishment couldn't muster the two-thirds majority required of both the House and Senate to place the resolution on a statewide ballot this fall. The final vote in the House was 68-54, 16 votes shy of the minimum to throw the reform over to the Senate. And that's a look at some of the stuff that's just happening out there. Stick around. We'll be back with your weekend forecast after this.
You're watching High Plains Today on TV23 with host Chris Jewell. TV23's internet service and 4G live streaming provided by United Wireless. Coverage you deserve. Service you expect. United Wireless.
You want to feel connected, at one with your world. Informed, included, and inspired. So no matter where you are, when important things happen, we're here at all hours, in the moment, on every screen in your life. Your local TV and radio broadcasters. We investigate and inform, give back to the community, build the local economy, even save lives. America's #1 source for news, weather, and information. And unlike any other news source, we're here. 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 and here. We are broadcasters, always here for you, wherever here may be. Text TV to 52886. Tell Washington local stations matter.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. You know, but it's always the same basket, and it's always in the same place. And then she acts so surprised when I find them, but, you know, she's putting them in the same basket. Again. It's like, hello, that's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
Something I feel when I'm right here. Something that tells me that I'm This is the place. Everybody here knows it. This is the place. Oh, it's home to me and you. Yeah, this is the place.
Now, the local weather forecast for the High Plains.
And welcome back. Hey, we're looking north on the US 83 bypass there at the junction of US 50 in Garden City. You know, there's not a lot of sunshine out there today. Not going to be a lot of sunshine today, but warmer temperatures are on the way. Let's take a look at our current readings here at the Channel TV23 studios. 34 degrees, 49% the relative humidity. Winds are a little breezy, north-northeast at 13, barometric pressure on the rise. As we look at the temperatures around the area, look at that. Medicine Lodge coming in as the hot spot, 45, 41 down in Perryton. Everybody else in the lower to upper 30s. Current dew points around the area, everybody is in the teens and 20s except for Elkhart at 7. I don't know, they must have had a really dry haboob or something blow in out of the desert in Colorado. Not sure on that. Current wind temperatures, you can see we're kind of, as you get out here at Elkhart, it's very, very windy. Guyman out of the north-northeast. Everybody's pretty much out of the north-northeast. You get over here to the eastern part of the region, though, not as much wind as we're going to have out here. Look at our highs and lows. As recorded at the Garden City Regional Airport, 39 was our high yesterday. 71 back in 1953. It's kind of warm for a February 4th, don't you think? Low last night was 6 degrees, minus 12 back in 1996. No new precipitation in the bucket. Forecast for today, mostly cloudy, 41 degrees. Winds are going to be out of the north, northeast, about 15 miles an hour. Tonight, mostly cloudy, going to be clearing out after midnight. 16 our low, so not nearly as cold as last night. Winds are going to be out of the north at about 14, shifting to out of the west later, about 2 a.m. Tomorrow, look at that, lots of sunshine, 54 degrees, sunny, sunny, sunny. Winds will be out of the west. Shifting in the afternoon to the south-southwest at about 13 to 15 miles an hour. Going to be a very nice day for the Pancake Day Parade tomorrow afternoon in Liberal. Tomorrow night's low, 24 degrees, mostly clear. Winds will be out of the south-southwest at 10, shifting around to the north-northwest. Looking at our 7-day, you can see we got a lot of sunshine rolling in. Look at that on Pancake Day, 60 degrees. Lows are going to be in the upper 20s, even climbing into the 30s. For next Wednesday and Thursday, look at those 60 degrees for Wednesday and Thursday. Not too bad a forecast coming up. That's a look at our weather. Be back with the markets and Dr. Jack after this.
Did you know kids who play outdoors have healthier lungs?
Totally.
I did. Did you know that boys that play with dolls make better husbands?
My son has lots of dolls.
But did you know terry cloth diapers breathe better?
I did.
It's totally true.
Oh, yeah.
Did you know that strollers have the right of way on the sidewalk?
Yes.
Yep, I did. Did you guys
Did you know that kids who eat breakfast have higher GPAs?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. That's actually what I was going to say.
Did you know babies should never touch silver? It's really bad for them.
I knew that.
Did you guys know that statistically friendly kids have more friends?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's obvious.
Did you know most people think they're using the right car seat for their kid, but they're not?
Parents who really know it all know for sure that their child is in the right seat at the right age and size. Visit safercar.gov/the right seat to make sure your child is protected.
I'm putting that on my blog.
I just put it in mine.
For those dealing with the daily struggles of caring for a loved one, we hear you. That's why AARP created a community with experts and other caregivers to help us better care for ourselves and the ones we love.
Something I feel when I'm right here. Something that tells me that I'm home. This is the place. Everybody here knows it. This is the place. Oh, it's home to me and you. Yeah, this is the place.
Turn here. There. Excuse me. So, same time next week?
Well, of course. Put away a few bucks, feel like $1 million. For free tips to help you save, go to Feed the Pig.
Did you know kids who play outdoors have healthier lungs?
Totally.
Did you know that boys that play with dolls make better husbands?
My son has lots of dolls.
But did you know terry cloth diapers breathe better?
I did.
It's totally true.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Did you guys know statistically friendly kids have more friends?
Yeah.
That's obvious.
Did you know most people think they're using the right car seat for their kid, but they're not?
Parents who really know it all know for sure that their child is in the right seat. Visit safercar.gov/the right seat to make sure your child is protected.
When you throw away money on wasted electricity, you're throwing away everything you could have bought with it. Saving energy saves you money. Learn more at energysavers.gov.
And welcome back. I'm now joined on set by my good friend, Dr. Jack Jacob. We're going to talk a little bit about Super Bowl to start things out.
I love doing that to you.
I know. He starts getting me going just as we come back. We're talking about, well, we just want it to be a good game, the Super Bowl. He goes, 73-61, that'd be a good score.
Yeah, that'd be pretty good.
Yeah, Peyton's arm would fall off.
That neck surgery would get out.
He'd be
his
done.
head would lull to one side.
Yeah. I'm not sure Cam Newton could do 71 points, could he?
Oh, he's super.
Or 60. Well, that's true. Yeah.
But they could also score a bunch of different ways.
He'd be so tired from celebrating and giving footballs away.
That's true. But, he could let Tolbert score some, and he could let some of the running backs score some.
Yeah.
He could throw some short dumps to the tight ends and just let them run everybody over into the end zone. He didn't have to chuck them all the way down the field.
So what do you think? Now, the line, and this is for entertainment purposes only, but the betting line has gone from what, 3.5 to 4.5 to what, 6.5 today?
Latest we saw this morning was 6.5. in favor of Carolina.
Yeah, well, yeah, because Denver's been the underdog this whole time. Yeah. Because of now, do you think that's because of Cam Newton's prowess this year of being such an offensive threat and Peyton Manning's age and injuries that he's had and et cetera? Do you think that's where it's coming from?
Well, I think it's a combination of things. Number one, just the way that Carolina has beat up on about everybody they played.
Yeah.
They've scored 80 points in the last 2 playoff games. So, I mean, they're no slouch. I think it's a combination of that. And really, Denver is winning games this year. As much as everybody likes to worship Peyton, they're really winning games on their defense.
Well, yeah, their defense. That was the next thing I was going to ask you. So do you think, now, Denver's defense is going to have to come out and not let the Panthers score 15 touchdowns in the first half like a lot of teams have been doing?
Right. And what they're going to have to do, really, and Peyton's a wise game manager. So on the offensive side, they're going to pick on that left side, that weak side of the secondary for the Panthers. But, yeah, the defense of Denver, what they're going to really have to do, I think defensive end play is going to be key. Because the way that Cam beats you is he gets around the end.
Outside.
Yep. So if the defensive ends can crush down, the problem with that is that both of Carolina's tight ends, whichever one they decide to use, or the 2 tight end set they like to use, both of them are just as strong as, say, Gronkowski. But the difference is they hold blocks. Gronkowski doesn't have to hold blocks a lot because he knows that he's going to be the release guy and Brady's going to check down to him and throw to him.
Yeah.
But their tight ends hold blocks. So I don't know really that Denver has faced that strength of a tight end that's willing to stay and block.
But do you think that Carolina has faced this strong of a defense this year, being on the NFC side? Has there been a defense? I mean, because Denver has the number 1 defense in the league.
Right.
So do you think they've gone up against anybody that's comparable or close to them?
You know, the problem is when you have the number 1 ranked defense, technically the stats tell you there's nobody else like that.
Well, that's true.
The problem, though, is Denver's defense is multi-layered. They have a good front trenches set of players. They have some pretty good defensive ends. Their linebacking core in the center of the field is very effective. Into the flats, kind of questionable.
Not so much, yeah.
Then you get into the secondary.
In the secondary, it's a different story there, too.
It is. So
because you got Harris and Talib back there, who are pretty well proven.
Right.
So,
but Talib hasn't been healthy all year.
Well,
I mean, he's been in and out. So where will that be? And then also, you have seen glimpses of some teams being able to pick them apart. And the way they do that primarily is with their crossing routes. And they'll cross those guys. Typically, you'll see crossing routes with a 3-yard or so distance between them. They're trying to set a pick like in basketball.
Right.
But they give enough cushion because they're worried about hitting their own teammates. What you really see Carolina do with some of their waggles, that they'll cross in the middle and then cut back out, is they'll do that within a yard and a half of each other. Well, depending on where your defender is trying to cover you, that creates some problems. Well, then when they sprint back to the outside after that or stop and button hook, I think that creates some situations that Denver might have trouble dealing with.
So do you think from an offensive standpoint, though, what Denver's going to have to do to be effective is, okay, so we know Peyton is not going to come out and stand flat-footed like Cam Newton and throw a ball 70 yards.
Right.
We know that's not going to happen. And they've been in their playoff games, their bread and butter has been the little down and outs and the little dump passes over the middle. I mean, do you think they're going to have to continue to do that and not let Kuechly, the linebacker for Carolina, get involved in the game?
Yeah, the other challenge that they're going to have doing that is watch the defensive line play of Carolina. Those guys are wise about getting their hands up and getting in, making that initial hit, seeing the play develop, and then getting your hands up. A lot of times you'll find your defensive linemen, they'll get in, they'll make the hit, and then they take a while to adjust to that play. Carolina's quick to react to that. So that kind of eliminates or reduces the window Manning will have to throw. Now, don't hear me say that Manning's not a great player. He is. He's just not the player he used to be.
Oh, yeah. Well, no. He's been in the league for 18 years. He's got a lot of bumps and bruises. He's got some mileage.
but also with that comes experience and wisdom.
That's
so
true.
He will be able to read that and know that. I'm sure he's watched it on film. I'd be interested to see how many of those dual routes they'll run in those short zones, so that the defense thinks he's throwing here, hands go up, and he dumps it over here.
Yeah, and do you think they'll? I mean, and if they get their running game going, that'll help.
What hope do you offer for that?
Okay, I'm just was checking.
I mean, why would we expect it now?
Well, I know. I just was throwing it out there as a possible. All right, so I think you're going to pick Carolina in this game, aren't you?
I do. It's one of those deals. Quite honestly, I don't have a dog in the fight.
Yeah, I don't either. Yeah.
But, there are people that would like to see Manning win so he could go out like Elway, kind of, yay, we went out on a high note. There are others that would like to see him just kind of fizzle out. I'm sure the Al Jazeera reporter would like to see him lose. So at least he could laugh at the goons that showed up at his door. But
well, and every other zoo in the country's had an animal pick, the Panthers as, because there was a grizzly bear, there was a marmot, there was an orangutan today. Yeah.
An interesting note, a little side note on that. I was listening to Archie Manning talk about, he said 6 out of the last 10 Super Bowls have featured a Manning.
There you go.
He said, now, if you add that to his Super Bowls, 6 out of the last 50 have been Mannings.
We just hope it's a good game, right?
I do. I think another big part of it is you have 18 Broncos that have played in the Super Bowl before. Yeah. You only have 6 Panthers. So
That's true. What
will that stage do to them?
Let's just hope it's a good game.
Yep.
All right. Stick around. The Good Doctor and I will be back, and we're going to round up. I better sit down here because I'm cutting on my head. We'll round up and talk about Pancake Day. Hi, I'm Chris Jewell, host of High Plains Today, a 30-minute news and information program that airs at noon weekdays right here on TV23. Hey, do you think you have an idea for something that would make a great segment? Somebody that would make a great interview? What about a community event that needs highlighting? Let us know here at the station. Email us news@kdgltv.com.
What is radon? Home exposure to radon gas is the leading cause of lung cancer death in the United States for non-smokers. In Kansas, 1 in 4 homes will test at or above the EPA action level. The Surgeon General recommends all homes be tested and fixed if necessary. Visit kansasradonprogram.org for more information. Test, fix, save a life.
You want to feel connected, at one with your world. Informed, included, and inspired. So no matter where you are, when important things happen, we're here at all hours, in the moment, on every screen in your life. Your local TV and radio broadcasters. We investigate and inform, give back to the community, build the local economy, even save lives. America's #1 source for news, weather, and information. And unlike any other news source, we're here, 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 and here. We are broadcasters, always here for you, wherever here may be. Text TV to 52886. Tell Washington local stations matter.
And we're back. All right, I'm still joined by my good friend, Dr. Jack Jacob. Being a past chairman of Pancake Day, I feel it only right that you help me in this segment because in earnest, everything gets started tomorrow for International Pancake Day. And this is what, the 67th. So, yeah, everything gets kicked off tomorrow, right?
That's right. Flipping, eating 10 o'clock in the morning at the Girl Scout building in Light Park.
And Light Park up off of 11th Street in Liberal. Okay.
Then the parade at 3.
That's right. This is a new thing because the parade being moved to Saturday took place, a couple of years ago?
Right.
So it's on Saturday at 3 o'clock from 11th Street to Railroad in Liberal. Goes right down Kansas Avenue. All right, so that's the big. Oh, yeah, but we can't forget. Well, I'm not going to be in it, so I can forget it. But we got the Pancake Chase, the 5K run. going on at 1 o'clock.
That's right. We can't forget that.
No.
There are some folks that are diehards. I remember last year or the year before last, they're out running and ice is dripping off their beards, and it's a fun run. It's a 5K plus a 1 mile predictor run.
What's a 1 mile? What's a predictor run?
You go for a 1 mile run and you tell them what your time's going to be. You can't wear a watch. You can't wear anything that would help you pace.
Give me an hour.
That's right. I'll be back next Tuesday.
I'll be back before the parade starts.
My time will be however long it takes the ambulance to get me to the finish line.
Okay, so then after the parade, then tomorrow night at 7:30, featuring our good friend, Dr. Jack Jacob, the talent show starts.
Well, the MC, not featuring. That would be featuring all the 20 acts.
All right. Yep, there is 20 acts in five categories? Four categories. Four categories. Okay. And that's at 7:30. And then on Sunday at 2 o'clock at the Liberal High School, in the same place that the talent show was, James Mascus Auditorium, is the Miss Liberal pageant.
Correct.
Okay. Now here's something that's a little different though this year. If you go online today,
by 5 o'clock,
you can get your tickets for the talent show and Miss Liberal
and your breakfast
and
button.
your breakfast button.
And normally, what that would do at the door, the talent show's $10, Miss Liberal's $10, and the breakfast is $4.
Okay,
so that's $24. If you buy your ticket online, individual ticket to the talent show is $8, so you save a couple bucks.
Okay,
Miss Liberal's $8. Liberals the button's still $4. But if you buy the whole package of all three of those items, $17, so you save $7.
All right, okay. And then, of course, on Tuesday, we got to hurry. Brian's yelling at me. We got the pancake breakfast at 6 a.m., and then the breakfast program starts at 7:30. Then we head downtown because the youth race is at 10:30, and most of those are full. And then the men's pacer race, which has 15 runners, and 11 runners in the international race. Then we shift over to the shriving service after the international race and the phone call.
Correct.
All right, it's going to be a good weekend.
Be a full weekend.
Going to be a busy weekend. All right, thanks for coming by today.
You bet.
You know what? I'll be back here on Monday, though, and we'll probably talk about some more Pancake Day. I'm sure.
Keep up to date with the latest information from TV23 on our Facebook page, KDGL TV.
Something I feel when I'm right here, something that tells me that I'm people are people around here. That's how it is. It's so clear. Letting it show. I've been around the world, only to find what I already know. This is the place. Everybody here knows it. This is the place. Oh, it's home to me and you. Yeah. This is the place.
Life's a little different here in Southwest Kansas. We do things our own way with a can-do spirit and strong family values, which means we treat people right, and we want the best value for our dollar. The same is true about United Wireless. We aren't like the national brands. We treat our customers like family. We provide excellent service and simple, easy-to-understand plans that will save you money. We are United Wireless, and we are Southwest Kansas proud.
Traditional light bulbs actually generate 9 times more heat than light. Switch to Energy Star light bulbs, and you'll realize just how much cash you are really burning through. Saving energy saves you money. Learn more at